Hold on.
Is it next week? Valentine's Day?
I think so.
Oh, Valentine's
Dang, even
Day
the
special.
yeah. You gonna write a Valgram?
No one's right one too, man.
I know.
Aw, see, yeah, I ain't got no one to write. Man, I got no one to write it to either.
You know me too.
Struggle out here.
We got no one to write these Valgrams to.
You know, I thought I did, but you know, shit hit the thing out the point.
Oh my god, bro. And just like that, we're back on again. This is podcast number 2, Love and Relationships. Oh boy. But for these guys don't know, but before this podcast started, you'll have seen a little clip about us walking by those Valograms. Remember those Valograms on the table? I recorded that. I recorded us walking by the Valograms and the whole thing. So welcome back, podcast number 2. We've gotten a lot of great feedback from the first one, and thanks to you guys, that's our most viewed video on YouTube. We've passed over 100 subscribers, so thank you guys so much for that. The love is appreciated. We've also got some good feedback and constructive criticism. So from now on, these podcasts are going to be PG-13. Okay, so cussing will be very down to a very minimal. We'll try and aim for a family-friendly approach, but we're also going to talk about some real shit. So, I mean, it is what it is. So, this is real shit podcast. Yep. So, yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. Honestly, though, today's topic is, like we said, love and relationships. And, oh, God. Let alone, I feel like the love and relationship level changes over time. And what I mean is that, like, the love you feel from elementary school is different to middle school and then the high school. And then it doesn't get really crazy until college, you know what I'm saying? And for college, I feel like love is... We're all trying to figure that out right now. Because especially my freshman class that I've been living with for the past few months now, everyone's been going to functions and we're going crazy. We're turning up and settling down it doesn't seem like a common theme for a lot of freshmen on campus, which is okay. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, you have every right to settle down whatever you want. And I know when I first moved right into my dorm and I'm making friends, we're all talking about, oh yeah, I got my girlfriend back at home. Yeah, we're doing long distance. They're like, oh yeah, my partner going to college. Be prepared to have that. I can't do this no more phone call. You know what I'm saying? But I think today is going to be a real good big dive deep on. We're going to dive deep on what we think love is. How do we express it? How do we show it? As kind of our own stories, our experiences with good and bad. We're going to get real vulnerable here. And then also at the very end, I have a bonus little cool section for us at the very end of the podcast I haven't told y'all about, but we got a little bonus at the end. Gosh, yeah. So it's going to be real good today. So we're going to go ahead and hit the ground running. So my boy Cooper.
Okay.
I got a question for you.
All right, let's hear it.
You ready?
I think so.
How would you define love? Go ahead.
How would I define love?
How would you define it? I want to hear this.
I would say...
I'm going to give him... I'm out of chocolate.
I would say, like, when you have love for a person, you would do, like, anything for that person. Okay. So, like, whether not... Doesn't matter what that means for you, you know what I mean? Like, right. And it's not like they're, like, I want them to be with me. It's like, I want them to be happy. Okay. You know what I mean? Like, if you really love somebody and care about someone, then you don't care... like who they're with or what they're doing. You just want them to be happy and healthy and, you know, having a good life. And I think that's the most important thing. I don't know. I'd say that's what love is just like, yeah, you can feel love for someone and want to be with them, but, like, all in all, I'd say, like, just wanting someone to be happy and, like, want the best for them no matter what that is.
Okay, now, so you... Give me a simpler definition then, like one sentence. Like, love is what was you like? Summarize it.
Love is wanting someone to be happy.
So love is
No matter
wanting
what that
someone to be
means.
happy. But what about you though?
What do you mean?
What about you? You want someone to be happy. What about you?
I would want someone to be like, for someone to love me, the love that I want. Is that what you mean?
Sure. Yeah.
I would say somebody that's just like that. I mean, that feels that way. That wants me to be happy no matter what, and is like gonna be there and support me through whatever I'm doing, and understand that like the decisions I make are to better like my life.
Okay.
And if they're involved, then it's gonna, you know what I mean. It's like just what I think is best. And yeah, I would say just someone that you can like grow with, you know, that because college you're gonna grow a lot. Like from freshman year to when you finish college, like you're gonna change a lot as a person, and it's a lot different than high school. And someone that will like grow with you and change with you, like that's a good thing. And I think if you're, because as you're changing and growing, if they're like understanding that and they still want to be with you and they're not, you know, trying to change you, then they love you.
Okay, kid, valid. My boy Justin. Ah, shit. What is your definition of love?
Honestly, Cooper kind of said the same thing what I was going to say about, like, knowing that at least for, like, love for me, it's just, like, knowing that you truly do care about somebody and, like, you truly want that one person to be happy no matter what's going on. You just know that, like, you're there for them and you just truly deep down care for that one person.
Right.
And then, like, love for me, I guess, probably the same thing, because I know, like, when people say, like, because, like, we all say our parents love you, you know, parents are always going to be there for you no matter what's going on, because they truly deep down do care for you and love for you. Yeah. And when people say, like, what is love, I kind of, like, go back to, like, my parents and just, like, they kind of, like, they kind of like show you it as like a younger age, like they care for you, like their love for you.
Unconditional.
Yeah. But like you'd see it like with your parents though, like their love between each other and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's just like something like deep down you just know that the person really do care for you and whatever's going on in your life or in their life, they're always gonna be there for you. And as for me, I'll always be there for them what's going on. So
Okay. Man! So what is love? What's crazy? So for me, love can be, there's two different, well, let's put it this way. So as I said last podcast, I went to a private Christian school and I had a wonderful history teacher. His name was Mr. Reichow. And I have a lot of books on my little shelf over there. They're all by Bob Goff. And it talks about mainly God's love. And, you know, me trying to grow in my faith. One thing he really liked to touch on was that, you know, we all know our little, the commandments and stuff like that, but, you know, that wasn't really the steps necessary for you to, you know, as far as going to heaven and stuff. You know, Jesus really just told his disciples these main three things, just to love your neighbor, love God with all your heart, and to love God as much as he loves you. And he really wanted to teach me to love yourself. And that's a very life-changing statement for me, was learning to love oneself, which is still something that I'm still getting acclimated to. It's still a long process. But I know there's this linear relationship, vertical, I guess you could say, where, you know, I have my love is like my love that I spread out to everyone mainly comes from the man above. So it's like it's evenly distributed. So I have God's love, it comes down to me, and I give it up to him, and I spread it out with everybody. That includes my teammates, new friends I make, acquaintances, colleagues, etc., whatever it is. And, you know, lots of people could say that love could be built off of loyalty, being there for one another, because you can love someone, but someone could love you, but they can still stab you in your back, you know what I'm saying? You want to have that loyalty aspect of it. Some people want to say it's on trust, it's on relationships. You know, the longer you stay with a partner, you know, the more trust you have, the more you'll learn to love them, which is like a familiarity type thing. Love is familiarity over time, as some people would argue, you know. So there's many different aspects to love, and that's something I feel not only that everyone deserves to hear a lot more, but that you yourself need to be told a lot. And it's something that falls under affirmations, and that's something that as humans, especially growing young men today, really need. You know what I'm saying? We really need that. And that's why, like, if you've met me, you know, especially if you're a close dude, but I say it to everybody. I always greet everyone. I say, oh, what's good, handsome? You know, how you doing all the time? You know what I'm saying? Because it's an affirmational thing. Ask them. I do it all the time. I walk around, okay, what's good, handsome? What's good looking? How you doing? You know, because we don't get that a lot. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you want to dive into some deep stuff like scrolling on TikTok. I get caught scrolling watching other podcasts. And there's a very big topic when they're talking about how guys would ask their girl partner, or guys would ask people in relationships, specifically the men, when was the last time the girl really took time out of their day to compliment the guy. I like to let them know, hey, you look good today. Or, hey, you know, you look good today. You smell good today. I like your outfit. Just little shit, little stuff like that. But, but also with that, we also have to uphold a high standard. You know, we got to be the man of the house. We got to be, you know, the strongest within the house. Bring home the money. Take care of the house. If something's broken, we got to fix it. You know what I'm saying? Car breaks down, we got to fix it. Bills got to be paid. You know what I'm saying? And some could argue that they don't believe in a 50-50 relationship where the woman should also contribute to that. Or the men should take care of all of it. There's so many different ideas and opinions which we could probably tackle today. But that's just only like the tip of the iceberg. What we're talking about is relationships. You know what I'm saying? Because love and relationships, it can get very rocky. You know, and having all these relationships with all these people, whether you meet them on campus or where you're back at home, they have their ups and they have their downs, but those true relationships, you fight through the conflict and you go ahead and become stronger, and that's something we got to learn. Mm-hmm. It's built on love, you know what I'm saying? And like, shit. I guess, so if you want to get vulnerable for a minute, like, even today, as far as if we're going to talk about love life, we can talk about love life. Me per se, I'll go first. Me per se, it's not always the strongest. This is where it gets funny because there's some stuff. It ain't funny, but hey. But love life, you know, on a real serious note, mine personally isn't really the strongest, and that's always because it's still me learning to love myself, and that's probably one thing that I struggle with a lot. It's, even though it's kind of ironic because I always say I love everybody, and I try my best to do that, loving others, but I feel like not everyone's going to really feel that authentic love if I don't learn to love myself, because that's something that we all got to be able to figure out to do. And that's something I still struggle with. Why? Because I'm a big-ass dude. You know what I'm saying? I'm 6'5", overweight, you know, playing football. The good attribute that I have to my name is football, because that gives some sort of justification as to why I'm built different than the normal dude. And then you would think that not only am I an athlete, but a college athlete, you know what I'm saying, that it would really give that extra boost to my confidence, saying, hey, you know, I'm a college athlete, let's go see, you know, let's go talk to people, use that as a conversation starter. But then again, now, if you're a college football player, there's already a negative connotation to that, let alone me being 6'5", freaking big, and this dude's 6'7", you know what I'm saying, he's huge, but I'm wider, you know, it's not really a top preference as far as what whoever out there may be searching, you know what I'm saying, for a lifelong partner or whatever they're searching for. On top of the fact that people want to go to functions and shake some ass and have fun, you know. So, and then there was this one really tough patch in my life recently, I'm talking recently, in college, where I felt like I feel looking back on it now, I feel like it really affected me a lot because I was pouring all of my attention into one person, this one vessel, and every time that one person will go out and go, you know, mess with other dudes or talk to other people, or, you know, it would, like, not that it's a bad thing that they're doing what they want to do, but my mind manifests it into this bad thing because it attacks my own insecurities, you know what I mean? It's like trying to put a label on something that's not yours, you know what I'm saying? So like, you're putting a label on something that's not yours, and it's not going to be yours unless you go out of your way to make it yours. But then for me, there's that sense of, I'm not going to put my foot in the door because I overthink it. I'm not going to put my foot in the door if there's a high chance of me not being able to get let in. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I ain't going to put my foot in the door if there's a high chance that she wasn't even thinking of it like that. You know what I'm saying? Her mindset wasn't even on that path. And then on top of that, there's just that unpleasant feeling of it not going your way. It just puts you in this big spiral because you really wanted it to go the way you wanted it to go.
Yeah.
But it just doesn't happen, and the world just shatters. You're like, what the heck, bro? Like, I had everything planned. It was gonna be great. I was gonna take you to go eat here. We was gonna go bowling here. We gonna get ice cream here. Come back to the crib here. But it ain't gonna happen no more. It just went down the drain because homeboy was, I don't know, had curly hair and he was cute. I don't know, whatever. So BS like that. But that's kind of how my mind went. And, so at this point, I'm kind of just the guy that just says, yeah, I'm listening. I'm here if you need anything. If you need anything, let me know. That's kind of how it really is. Anyone got a story? Anyone got an experience? Anyone want to share?
Coop, you can go.
Oh, shit! Go on, yeah.
Man. I've had some interesting experiences this year, you could say, involving love life. Been through a couple things that I think that were rough, just like Marcus, but I think that they helped me grow. Honestly, and made me a better person and like who I am now. And I mean, it's tough. Like having a relationship in college is tough no matter what the situation is, whether that's someone that's back home and you're in college, or if you're both in college, even if you're at the same school, like it's just hard because there's college, you meet new people all the time, and like everybody wants to, go out and have fun, and you have your classes going on all the time, not to mention if you're an athlete, like you're just busy, everyone's busy, and it's very hard to manage a relationship whilst doing that too. And so that's kind of I think like what I struggled with was because like I try to tell myself, like you're in college, like don't be in a relationship, but man, it's hard sometimes because like I mean I'm sure you guys can relate. It's like sometimes you want to have that person, like you know what I mean, you want to have someone like feel like that for you and have someone there to just to have, and it's nice, but it's tough, and I think it really only works if you find like the right person. And that's was my issue, is that like I found people, I've talked to people this year that I thought would be a good fit, and like they're good people, like nothing bad towards them. It's just, it's a tough time, and it's like kind of how Marcus was saying, he doesn't want to put his foot in the door if he doesn't know what's going to happen. And it's like, I felt that same way in my situation, is like, you can't, like, I don't want to put myself out there and like devote time and effort and get like really attached to somebody if I don't know that like they feel the exact same, and that they're gonna want the same thing that you do, and when like that was the problem with me, is that like I didn't know that if they felt like that, and so I was just kind of like I for a while I was just kind of, I don't know, I think I was just pushing that away, like that thought away. Mm-hmm. That was kind of always in the back of my head, like, hey, don't commit so much time and get attached because you don't know what's gonna happen. Mm-hmm. But it's like I said earlier, it's nice to have somebody. It's like you know what I mean, when you care about somebody and you get attached to someone, you enjoy spending time with them. Mm-hmm. But I think you really have to think, like, put yourself first and not let yourself get hurt. And you have to make sure that you're giving your time to the right people, because not everybody deserves to have all your time. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah. Exactly. You need to give your time and effort to the people that deserve it, and the people that want it, and the people that care about you. Like, for instance, let's say if you ask someone every day, like, how's your day? Like, ask them about their day, this and that. If they're not asking, if they can't even ask you how your day was, and ask you about how you feel and what not, then it's not worth your time. Like, I think about my mom. Like, my mom, every single day, and I'm sure you guys can relate, every single day, mom and dad's like, how was your day? Like, what'd you do today? Blah, blah, blah. And it's like, if someone can't even do that, then it's like, it's not worth giving your energy to, because you have to know that, like, you deserve to have someone that, like, cares about you on a whole nother level, just like you do.
Do you think as a social norm that's starting to go away?
I feel like kinda, yeah. I mean, I feel like, yeah. I mean, I don't think it happens a lot anymore. You know, I think there's a lot of people that might not do that. And, I mean, maybe it's just because people are scared to, like, let down their guard, you know? And, like, show that they really care. But, like, I think you need to do that. Like, if it's going to work, a relationship's going to work, you have to just be able to kind of put it out there and see how they feel, you know?
Yeah.
And... But that's the thing, is that you can let it out there and see how they feel, but if they're not gonna like give you the same energy that you're giving, then you should like don't waste your time, because that's how you get hurt, you know. And that's how like me personally, that's how like I went through a rough time this year, because I was giving out energy and I was not getting it back, and that's why I was having a hard time. It's just like, and I fell into that trap where it's like I just try to give and give and give and hope I'm gonna get back, and then I don't, and then. So I just think you have to realize, like, when you're not getting it, it just needs to be, you need to move on, and you need to find someone who's going to give you the energy that you deserve and care about you like you deserve.
What about you, big guy?
That's true.
You can always butt in whenever you want. You don't got to sit there.
This
conversation. We talking. The camera ain't even there right now. We just talking.
Honestly, for me, you know, coming after winter break, I was like, you know, I need to focus on myself, get through schooling. Get through the second half of schooling for my freshman year and see where, like, this stuff goes. Like, honestly, it wasn't even, like, my deal to, like, I always want to meet new people and make friends and stuff like that, but, like, the more I started hanging around people and stuff, you know, people that you really enjoy being around and stuff, you, of course, feelings you want to catch, and me personally, like you guys said, that you didn't want to put your foot in the door and, like, see what's going to happen. Me personally, I kind of put my foot in the door and saw what happened, and honestly, nothing bad, honestly, like, came from it or anything. I'm just saying, like, I probably met the wrong person at the wrong time. That's what I probably want to say about it, because
wrong person or right person?
The right person at the wrong time. Because honestly, we both right now are, like, going through some stuff right now, and honestly, just adding a relationship on top of that is not the best thing, because especially my days are always full, because I've football, and then I've, like, first is school, and then I have football on top of that, and then some days you just want to relax and stuff like that. But, like, when you guys were talking about when, like, you want to give out the same energy but not receiving it back, it's like the phone works both ways.
Oh my god.
It's like when I realized that, I started, like, texting the person more and more, and then
it just fades.
At first it was, like, kind of nice, because they would text you back and stuff like that.
Right.
But at certain times you text back, you won't hear back in, like, an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. Yeah. And then by the time, like, they text you back, you're like, well, I don't even want to have a conversation with the person now. Yeah. Or you try to, like, say, or try to text back and try to have a conversation with the person. Yeah. And then they won't respond to you for the next day. So it's like, with stuff like that, it's just like, and I'm not saying, like, I need to be the dealer to be like, you need to respond right away. Yeah. But I'm just saying, like, when, like, honestly, if you want to, like, have a conversation with somebody or something, like, I feel like it should honestly, like, go both ways, instead of, like, having, like, someone just go on, like, instead of having the person just listen to you and just give you, like, a vague answer at the end, or tell you, oh, like, that sucks or whatever. But honestly, it's just like, me right now, it's just like everybody's going through some stuff right now, and me, I'm just trying to find out, like, what is really going on, because, like, again, everybody wants to go in college, go to parties, have a fun time and stuff like that, but when you, like, go to parties and, like, say, like, you see her and stuff like that, and it's just like, it doesn't ruin your mood. You're just like, damn, like, deep down you really do care for this person, but that person, you don't know how that person really feels towards you, because she hasn't told you yet, or she just might not feel the same way. But it's just like, and, like, I know a lot of dudes that, like, don't really want to get hurt at the same, like, don't want to get hurt, and I totally understand that, because, like, at first I was like, you know, I don't really want to get hurt either, man. This fucking sucks or whatever. But, you know, I just had to, like, I was like, I don't really want to play this game either anymore, to try to figure out if she likes me back or not, or like what's the deal between this, because everybody has the right to talk to other people.
Yeah.
But like when she says she talks to other dudes, I can get upset about that or whatever. But like if I talk to other females and stuff and get a sad face from her, or I get like a not like the text message, but I get like a remark back from her from talking to different females. It's like, yo, like what's going on there? Like
yeah, if you want, because it's like if you want to have that where we're not gonna both do that, then you have to be able to say that.
Yeah.
It's like because if you're, you know what I mean. I think what you're saying is like it's like I'm ready to like do that, but you're, you know what I mean. You're not saying you are.
And it's just like at that point, it's just like if you're not ready. Like, I'm not saying like I'm ready to have a relationship either, but like deep down I really do care for the person, and it's just like if honestly that person just needs to like come clean and just say how she feels towards you, whatever. Because honestly, as a dude, that's what you can get. Because you're not gonna. Because I don't want to like go to bed every night figuring, man, I wonder if she likes me, or I wonder how she feels about it.
Yeah. Don't do it, man. Don't do it.
But it's like. But like you won't really know until like until she's ready to tell you, and it's just like, but like you don't really know until she tells you. But it's like, you just like wonder as like a dude, it's like, so, what's the deal with this? Mm-hmm. But
and then it's like you get put in this big jail cell, like you're stuck, you're in prison. It's hard because. You want to know how she feels, right? And then if it doesn't, you don't really get that clarity. So you're kind of over here playing, let's make the other one jealous and see what happens, And so, you see her at the party and she looks good. Like, she got her fit on, she got the makeup on, freaking wearing the shortest shorts you can find, whatever. Right, looking all pretty, and then, you both see each other, and then you quickly go find someone and just be with for like 30 seconds to see if the other one's looking. Yeah. And it just turns into this big, unnecessary competition. And then not only that...
And at that point, it just turns into feelings get hurt.
Feelings get hurt, and friendships ruined.
And honestly, when feelings get hurt, people don't want to talk to each other. And then there's just a big old question mark over it, because like say you're in a friend group, and then shit happens. People don't want to talk to the friend group because other people got jealous about 2 other things, and it's like, bro, we're not here to fucking like ruin friend groups and ruin each other's like time and stuff like that. It just comes down to people just need to tell honestly the other one like how they feel and stuff like that. And they just said like they're not ready to tell you, then that's one thing.
Cue the break. No, keep going.
But at the one time when they said they're not ready, it's like. You can accept that and say that they're not ready. Like when like they want like parties or whatever, and like they want to have a good time. Everybody wants to have a good time at a fucking party, like
100%.
But like when like you see other dudes trying to get close to her and stuff like that, and like she accepts that, it's like, yo, then what's the deal? Like what's the difference between me then?
It lights a fire. It lights a fire. I spark.
I feel like it's really important to remember. It's like, this is what I tell myself. It's like, and I saw this one time, and it was like, it really like, I felt it, and it said like, no matter what you do, you can't make another person love you. Like, so it's like, you could show someone, give them everything like that you can give, and you know what I mean, like give them everything they want and be like the best guy ever and do everything that like they ask for, and they just still like, you can't make them love you. Like if someone doesn't feel the same about you that you feel, you like there's just nothing you can do about it, and it sucks so much. But it's like once you just have to realize that, and it's like no matter how much time and effort you put in, it just like you can't make someone feel a certain way.
Mm-hmm. No, it's too bad because it's on one of those things where there's been many times where I'll see them go about their business, and you see them go off with other people, right, other guys, and it's just one of those things where I'll just sit there and see that, and I'll be like, if only you knew the way I felt about you, bro. Like, I'm just like, there's so much I wish I could tell you, but it's not that it's like I don't want to, and then I can't. Because the moment I tell you how I feel, I can't take it back. And everything else that happens afterwards is going to happen. It's going to happen, and I can't change it. And no matter what I say or what I do, I could try and be the most perfect guy for you, but even then, some other guy could always waltz in and just like that, just grab your attention because, you like him more. And it doesn't matter. I can't do anything about it. Which sucks, because it's too bad, because there's lots of people out there who are great people. Like, people have a heart of gold out there. There's always that one girl, you just see him and you're like, oh, that's the one. Like, I need her right now, give me them digits. And then I'll go out there and try and, find out where they're from, what they listen to, what's their family like. I'll even get to meet their friends and family back at home and stuff. And even in Cali, too, I would meet their family back at home, and it doesn't matter. I can't. I never got my foot in the door. Met some dude around the corner and got away with it. And I get a little butt hurt, but it is what it is. Yeah. It's just too bad. Like, I don't know. Given the opportunity to tell them how I feel, would I still do it now? No, I wouldn't. No. I don't know why.
And, like, the thing with that, though, is, like, at least for me, like, I told the person, like, how I felt and stuff like that. And before I did that, it was a big old question mark. Do I tell the person? Do I not? Do I like, where we are right now? And, in my head, I was like, this is, like, the point of time where it's, like, I can't really, if I want to go do something, then I need to go do it. I'm not going to hold something in and just hope that it works out in the long run.
Yeah.
And so I told the person, and honestly right now it's just in the point where it's like, I haven't really heard anything back from the person, like how she felt, like towards, not like towards me, but like towards the situation. And it's just like, you can't, after me saying that, looking at it now, right, like how we are now is not how like we used to be like before. And like before, like you say, like you really, when a dude like truly says like, oh, like he likes you, well, or he's like he loves you, like it takes, at least for me, it takes a lot for a dude to say like he really does care about someone. At least for me, because I don't really like go around and like talk to that many people or whatever. But like when I find the right person and get to know the person and like how they live and stuff like that, it's just like I see myself caring for the person more and more, and like the decisions they make and stuff like that. It's just like you try to like tell them, oh, is this a good or bad decision? And you try to talk to them or stuff like that. But it's like deep down, like I truly do care for the person, but like really like, and she knows, and I can't really like say like, oh, I need to hear like how you feel, because honestly that's not even like when she's ready she can tell me or whatever, like how she feels and stuff like that. But at this point it's like, it's not how like stuff used to be before, like before I told like my feelings and like how I truly do care. And like at times like you really like, at times like you do wish that it wasn't like I didn't tell the person like how it was before, because you like that comfort, and you like, everybody likes the comfort and like just being around the person and stuff like that. But now it's just like, honestly, like I kind of do miss that, but at the same time it's just like, honestly, I wasn't really gonna like hide my feelings, I guess, or like towards the person. So, but
do you ever regret opening your mouth though?
At times I do, because like I did like how it was before. I did like how it was, but like right now it's just like I'm kind of glad that I didn't. I'm kind of glad that I told the person, because honestly, she just needed to know like how, I guess, how people felt and stuff like that. Yeah. And I guess like all you can do as a dude is like tell a person how you truly feel. And if they really do care the same, then they really tell you. If they don't, then they just probably won't even tell you. You just have to accept it at that point that it's probably just not going to happen.
Yeah, well, I feel like it's kind of similar in that way with what you're talking about, because like in my situation, like I was, spending a lot of time with somebody, and like you start to really care about somebody, but it's not really like, we're not really talking about it, like kind of how we feel, and like I haven't really said how I feel, and then it goes on. That went on for a couple months, and then I was kind of got to the point where I was like, I felt like I should tell her, like, this is how I feel and this is what I want. And then it's like, and like you said, it's like, yeah, you kind of regret it because you want it to go back to how it was before you said that. But it's like, it's a good thing to like say that, because once you put that out there, and then once they don't give it back, then what the situation is, and then from that point you can move forward from there. And like that's kind of what happened to me. Is like I put that out there, didn't really get it back, and then ever since then it's just kind of like I just know I have to move past that, because you can't sit around and wait and see if someone might like you or might want to be with you. Like if they can't tell you right there, like, yeah, I want to be with you, if they can't even say this is just not a good time, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then and tell you that they do want to be with you, then it's not worth your time to wait, because everyone should be with someone that's like that knows they want to be with you. Like there shouldn't be a question about it, really. Like if someone really cares about you, that's what everyone deserves, is someone that's like, yeah, I want you, you know what I mean? Not nobody else.
So like, when do you think is the right time to tell somebody?
I think it kind of depends on like the situation and like what's going. Because sometimes people could click, and then like it could happen fast, and then sometimes it develops slower. I think I feel like nowadays it's tough, because I think like in the past, like I don't know, like 20 years ago, 30 years ago, it wasn't really a thing like now where you're like talking to somebody. Like that wasn't a thing.
Yeah, talking.
That's like, like parents don't ever get, like when you ever try to explain that to your parents, they're like, talk, like, what does that mean?
Like, what do you mean talking?
Yeah, it's like there's a weird thing with dating now where it's like you meet someone and then you're talking, and then you're and it's like a situationship or a thing.
There's so many added levels.
Not dating. And it's like, and I just think those are kind of just a waste of time, honestly, because like I'm not trying to put like that, like all the effort and like devote myself to somebody if I'm not gonna be like dating them. You know what I mean?
Like I don't just take people out to dinner because I talk to them.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm talking to you.
Like going on dates before your boyfriend, girlfriend. Like I get that, but I think I don't know. I think it's hard to know when to say when to say how you feel. I think it's best just when you know how you feel and you're like sure on how you feel. I think that you should just tell them, because I don't think necessarily you could do it. First time you meet someone might be too soon, but like that, if you know that you feel some way about a person, I think it's good to just get it out there and tell them. So, because I think that way you know how they feel, and then you're not gonna waste your time on something that. On someone that maybe doesn't feel the same.
Right.
Yeah.
No. I don't know. So, like, because we're trying to dive deep, I would like details. Like, what would you feel are valid signs, or how do I ask it? It's hard. I'm trying to frick, man. This is hard. Just like love and relationships are hard in general. We're trying to dissect it. Put it like this. If, granted the opportunity, you were given the opportunity to tell that special someone how would you felt, how would you kind of outline, what would you say?
How would I tell them?
How would you kind of tell them? Like you personally, don't give me a general answer. I want a personal Coop answer.
If I was talking to somebody and and we had been like hanging out, maybe gone on some dates, and I felt like the energy was there between us, and I really liked that person, I would probably say,
what would you want them to know?
What?
What would you want them to know?
I would just want to tell them, I really like you. I think that we get along really well. I like hanging out with you and spending time with you, and I don't know. It's different, I guess. It's different for different people, because different people make you feel different ways, And so, but I don't know. That's tough. It just depends.
Because it almost turns into a cliche. Like these girls meet with so many guys that over time, if I wanted to be genuine with a girl, it's hard because there's that one hand where they think I'm just full of crap and I'm just pulling this stuff out of my ass, you know?
I think,
or I'm lying.
I think, like, you just have to tell, like, I would just tell someone that, you know, I really like them, I like spending time with them, and, like, I don't want to, like, I want this to be, like, a serious relationship, you know? I want to just be with you. I don't want to, like, go talk to other people. And if they feel the same way, then, you know, then that's a good thing and it'll be positive. But, like, if they're not completely sure, they're like, oh, I don't know. Like, if they're not sure if they want to just be with you, you know, then they're probably not, like, it's probably not going to work out. Because, you know what I mean? If you're going to be in a relationship with someone, then both people should be 100% positive. They don't want to be with somebody else.
Right.
Yeah. And then at that point when they try to figure, well, I kind of...
Yo, you boys got paper plates?
Paper plates? No.
Yeah.
But when they try to figure, like, they're like, yeah, I like you too, but, like, I kind of want to be, not like be with somebody else, but, like, I kind of want to continue talking.
Keep my options open.
Yeah, keep the options open. I'm like, okay, like, I'm not saying, like, we need to make this official or anything, but I'm just saying, like, if I'm going to, like, tell you, like, deep down, like, damn, like, I really like you said, being around the person, enjoying my time around the person, and just knowing the person a little bit longer, it's just, like, you do wish that you're, like, man, I could really see myself in the long run being around this person more and more, and, like, being with this person. But when, like, a dude, like, you put the effort in and put the effort out there, and, like, you kind of don't, like, receive it back or something, it's just, like, kind of like a reality check that it's just, like, it's just, it's just not going to happen. Or if they can't tell you straight on, it's just, like, well, then, like, what's going on then? But then they're like, well, I don't really want to talk about it, or it's just, like, it's complicated. I'm like, then, if I could tell you, like, how much, like, I deep down really do care about you or something.
You probably don't feel the same if you can't tell me that same thing.
Yeah.
And it really sucks. Like, I've had that same thing too, because it's like, because when I look for, like, a real relationship with a person, it's like, I don't think about just, like, what's gonna make me happy now. I'm like, could I see myself, like, being with this person for a long time? You know, not necessarily, like, could I spend the rest of my life with this person, but it's like, could I, like, be in a long-term relationship with this person? And when I think yes, and it's like, when you tell someone that and they don't give it back to you, it is a reality check, and it sucks because you want it to, like, happen so bad, and in your mind you're like, this is perfect, like, it could work really well. And it's just like kind of like I said earlier, you can't make someone feel a certain type of way, and if they don't feel that same way, then it's probably not going to work, and it sucks, but that's kind of just how it is.
Yeah.
You know, like, looking for girls, it's one of those things where I have to, like, I was telling Justin about this, because, you know, we grew up in very different families, right, but our families have this moral compass, or I have this moral compass where if I bring you home, and my parents would look at you, just give you that up-down look, and, like, it's a no, or, like, we got a problem.
Yeah, after you finish, I'm gonna touch on that.
Well, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I, you know, it's not, and this doesn't have to be something based off of looks. Like, it's based off of how you act when you're with me, the things you say, what you believe in. Like, if I bring you home,
that's a good one.
That's what I'm saying.
That is a good one,
bro. Like, you know, because it's okay. Everyone shares different values, especially politically. You know, and then religiously, if I bring you home and knowing the conversations we've had, knowing how my mama gonna feel about that, she gonna give me issues, like, that's where it's like, I don't know if this is gonna work, you know. And I'm not saying this is strictly, like, I'm not saying that my beliefs on our relationship is not going to be based on how my parents feel. Like, y'all got opinions, you know, but if there's going to be, like, a major struggle, it's like, I don't know. Like, am I wrong for thinking that?
No. I feel I do the exact same thing. Like, that's another thing, if I'm considering having, a relationship with someone, that's one of the first things I consider is, like, when I bring them home, like, will my family like them, you know, like, what are their morals and their parents and their family's morals? Because you have to think, like, if you're going to be in a serious relationship with someone, they're going to be spending time with your family, you're going to spend time with their family, your families will probably spend time together, and it's like, if I don't think that my family will like a person, then it's like, it makes it a lot harder for me, you know, and like you said, it's not like strictly based on that, but, like, that's a huge part of it, because, like, family is a huge part of my life, and so it's like, if I know a person is not gonna like not necessarily fit in, but my parents wouldn't like them, or if they get along with them, it's hard to make it work, because like that's really important to me, is that the person that I'm with gets along with my family really well, and my family really likes them, and like that's super important to me.
Yeah.
You got anything to add, or you chilling?
On that, it's just like probably like, at least for me, like if I'm gonna bring someone home, it's not gonna be someone like, oh, I like you and stuff like that. It's gonna be someone that I truly deep down like I truly love. Like I love this person.
Right.
And like again, if I'm gonna bring them home, then they're gonna have to be able to, not be able to, but I want like to have that connection, like how I have that connection with them. But I want my parents to have that connection, to get along with them also. Versus you bring someone home and there's an argument like the first night, or your mom texts you afterwards and says, I don't know about that one. It's like, well, it's just like maybe like you need to be around a person more, or it's just like honestly like I want somebody that I can connect with my family also. Because at least for me, it's like I don't have family where I don't visit my family that much as other people. And most times I'll probably see them now. I went home, twice since I've been up here.
Yeah.
And, like family, like I do miss my family back home and stuff like that. But if I want to, like, in the future, like, be like, yo, Pops, is it cool if I bring this girl home with me, and I want you to meet her and meet the family and stuff like that? I don't want it to turn into an issue where it's like, no, I don't think, like, this girl just is too much, or it turned into, I don't really like her beliefs and stuff like that. And it's like, well, it's kind of like my relationship at the same time, but like I also have to respect my family and where I come from, because my pops and mom is like where they raised me in the house. And like they raised you to be, not a certain way, but they raised you to be the right person. Mm-hmm. And if the person that you truly do love and like, then they can deep down see that your parents like raised you the right way, that they to be a great person. And if the girl you bring home can't really see that, or if my mom can't really see that the girl's not really doing the best things for me, then it's kind of like, again, it's kind of like another reality check where it's like, do I like continue this, or is it something that I need to work on, like work on with my family and this girl, or is just like at that point you're kind of like, you don't really know like what to do.
Mm. No, and now what's cool so that's how we feel on relationships, dating, love, yada yada. And then what's cool is that, I'm, like I told you guys earlier, I'm taking this social media class, and I wanted to get your guys' opinion on relationships and love today with the bigger influence of technology, let alone social media. And what's cool is you brought up the topics, especially the one about now we've added, usually it was meet the person, take them out on dates, and then decide if you want to like make this a thing and start dating right there. It's from dates to dating. Now it's meet and then talking, and then situationship, or it branches off and it's just friends with benefits, because we're so focused on instant pleasure, and there's just all these extra steps, which is why it's very rare for us to finally have that official bond, like, hey, we're dating now. And looking upon lots of different research, that apparently the numbers of, at least this is how I do it, but the numbers of guys who are officially asking their partner to be their partner has gone down significantly. Like, not what I mean by that is not a lot of guys are asking girls to be their girlfriends now. It's kind of just more of an implied thing. Or where if you engage in sex with the person a lot over time, it just automatically makes you dating. Like the older traditions of dating are just slowly disappearing. Yeah. Especially with there was this one time where I learned that especially coming up here and meeting a lot of people, that's not, at least how I'm raised. Like, if I were to ask a girl to go to a dance, I would ask their father first. Like, and that's just not that has to do with, especially has to do with dating. I would ask the parents first if I could date their daughter before I even ask the daughter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like old traditions like that are starting to disappear. And the reason why I say technology is because the biggest thing is social media. Like now, when little things like asking how your day was, what did you do today? That's disappearing because I already know what you did today because you posted it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I already know what you ate for breakfast, lunch, and dinner because you posted. Mainly me because you see me post it, If you know, you know. Well, it's like there's the authenticity to a conversation is starting to drop rapidly, and it's sad. Because I can just, on campus, and usually now I see them all the time, my fellow classmates and all these females, but if I ask them how their day was, it's kind of just like, some people will say, oh, you didn't see my story, or... oh, I just did this. Yeah. Or, oh, it was good. There's just the authenticity is just disappearing, and it's sad.
It's like you can't really have like a true conversation.
No. And then not only that, people prefer texting now a lot more over than actually going out and doing stuff too. Because why? Apparently, if I'm over here watching Tulsa King, why would I want to go out and take a girl on a date if I could just text her instead? It just creates people to be more lazy. Like, I know when pagers was the thing, it was usually like, you got that pager, you got your message, gotta go! You know what I'm saying? I gotta go meet up with this girl. Or, if I call and I don't answer around this time, go, you know where to meet me at the park over at so-and-so at that certain time, you know what I'm saying? Friggin', it's just, I feel like it's probably harder for people to have genuine conversations and genuine times of intimacies because it's being devalued by how much we abuse social media.
Yeah.
Which is kind of sad because it's also too where people become so toxic and abusive. Their relationships become so toxic because if you go ahead and like another girl's post, you're cheating.
Yeah.
Or if you post another girl, like you take a picture, you post another girl on your story, or you like their story. If you like their story, if you like their post, if you comment on their post, instantly you start problems. People get jealous so much quicker, so much easier. And then, of course, there's that whole girls having a guy best friend debate, or having guy friends in general debate, or if the girl who's dating a guy, wouldn't you want that guy to be her best friend? But the girl should be dating a friend, and the girl has a separate best friend on the side who's a guy. Like, does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
At least, because I know this topic got brought up the other day. About, like, if I'm going to like truly have a relationship with somebody, they were saying that they want them to have like be their friend, but not their best friend. And, like,
that's what, dude. Oh my god.
That kind of like amazed. Like, I wasn't like. At first, I was shocked because I'm like, if I'm really going to have a relationship with someone that I deep down really, truly love, then I want them to be my best friend and truly be there for me and not just be a friend that I only tell certain things. Yeah. Because with certain parents and with my parents are best friends. They're not like only friends or whatever. Like, and when you hear with like different people, like my friends, some of my friends are getting married and stuff like that. They've been their best friends growing up, or they met each other and they're their best friends. They're not just some friends that they would, oh, how's your day? Yeah. And no, they're their best friends that they'll have a truly conversation with. And when that person said that, I was like, damn, so like, what does like a relationship really mean at that point? Because if you're only going to have if that person's only going to be your friend, then what are you telling your best friend? And it's like, I was like, damn, at first I was like, yo, what just happened? I was like really just kind of like amazed when they said that. I was like, dang.
Mm-hmm.
No, I agree.
And then there's this dynamic where, you'll send good morning texts. That's how the day goes. If they buy them dinner, get them things that remind you of them. Yeah. And I remember having that conversation. I'm thinking if I do things like that, which is what I thought were normal gentleman-like things to do, it almost puts you in the too nice category.
Yeah, which is like...
That doesn't make sense to me. Like, there's nice guys, and then there's too nice of a guy. Like,
yeah, someone that's like just trying to care for you.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And then the girls...
Just because that's... And it's like, I feel like that's just such a weird thing to me with girls is when they say, like, a guy was too nice. Because, like, I feel like most cases the guy just probably cares about a girl a lot and wants to like, you know what I mean, wants to give them everything and is just trying to show them that they care about her, and you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And they just they just care about them a lot, and I don't think that's a bad thing, but it seems like now there's like a negative connotation around being too nice. Like you can't be too nice, or else you know what I mean. You have to be kind of mean, but also kind of nice.
Which doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And then the too nice guys, they're too nice. They're the ones who are sitting at the best friends, section. And then us guys were seeing this. We're like, nah, because when a girl gets into a they're having problems with their partner or whatnot, they're gonna need someone to lean on, and then that's when the too nice best friend comes in, and then all that comfort just ends up to some awful fidelity happening, or infidelity happening, which is ridiculous, because it really shocks me how girls won't date too nice of a guy because they're too nice. They do too many nice things, but they want to go ahead and meet and date the mean guy down the road. Treats her like trash. And then will complain to the too nice guy about how mean the mean guy is.
And it's like, it's kind of like in a part where like you deep down do care for a person. That person says, yeah, I was hanging out with this one dude, but like I've been treated like trash and stuff like that. And it's like, at some point, it's like for a dude, like if you truly do care, you don't really want to hear that, because it's like you're the dude that's the too nice guy.
Because you can do it.
But because
you can do it.
And it's like you're like, man, I didn't even meet a nice guy and stuff, and you're kind of like at the point, it's like, then like, am I too nice to be that too nice guy, or is it like
right?
You just don't like see me in that way, and again, when they like say, man, this dude treat me like trash, or I can't believe the person too toxic and stuff like that. It's just like, I need to be with some nice dude that won't really treat me like this. It's like, then how come you can't really give the nice dude like a shot then? If you want to be too nice.
It doesn't make sense. You're complaining about the mean guy and you want a nice guy, and here I am, the too nice guy. Can't be that nice guy for you, because they'll hit you with the, you're like a brother to me. Oh, no. You're like a brother to me. Or I don't want to ruin our friendship.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
Well, I feel like when they like say that they don't want to ruin the friendship, I'm like, what friendship are you really going to like ruin? Like, if you give the person at least a shot, then like you see what's going to happen. Maybe you guys do date and become great freaking couples and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Or you let them, like, you give them a shot, shit just doesn't happen. It's not like it's just going to go to shits because you're like, nah, man, you see how the person truly is and stuff like that. And it's not like you guys aren't going to be like friends. It's just going to take a minute for you guys to realize what's really, like, what's going to happen between you guys.
Right. And then it's just, it all ties back to just kind of what you put out there you can't take back, and then, oh shit, I lost my train of thought. I'll cut that shit out. But it's just tough, bro. It's tough in these streets, especially when these girls don't want the nice guy but want to be with the mean guy. But they've been with so many mean guys that it's hard for the nice guy to go ahead and get a genuine shot too.
And, hold on, my bad.
No, you're no.
But
talk.
It's kind of like when the girl, like, you ask her you want to hang out or whatever, and like you guys like go get some coffee or whatever, and like say like or she drives or you drive whatever, and you just hang out, and you can't, because you're too of a nice guy. You can't pay for her drink or something that's like $3 or something, or like pay for something like a meal or something. It's not like y'all are dating. It's just a meal that I'm just like, it's just like kind of like out of gratitude, like thank you for like hanging out today and stuff. I enjoyed my time and stuff like that. But it's just like, well, why can't I just pay for like the one meal, or why can't I just pay for a cup of coffee at least?
Just be nice. Just be like I feel like that's just kind of being like a gentleman,
Yeah.
Like you're just like, that's just being like a kind gesture. It's like, and I feel like that's something that kind of has like gone away too. But that's like, I feel like what I know that as is like, if you're with a girl and you're like going to do something, like just offer to pay, like, you know what I mean? Like you're just being a gentleman, you're being nice.
Yeah, and then also with, you know, dating for lots of this. It changes the ideas about dating too. The mindset where usually a lot of guys, lots of mean guys, want to take that first date and hopefully, have sex on the first date, basically. And it makes it's harder on. We got to acknowledge it. We have to acknowledge it that it's very hard for women too. At the same time, because these guys are doing these things that are traumatizing them, they're creating this wall of security and then these boundaries where I'm not going to let a nice guy who is genuinely trying to treat this woman right. I'm not going to let him in because mean guy before has hurt me devastatingly, and he said the same things that this nice guy is saying that he was gonna do, but did the opposite. So it's kind of hard where you have to pick and choose who you want to trust. And it makes dating so hard as a whole because Cooper, the nice guy, can't get with this nice girl because nice girl got traumatized by a guy before. Guy before said he was going to go ahead and treat her right, make her this food, and wanted to invite her over for dinner. But ended up, doing some things that the girl didn't, really mess with. Traumatized her, did some bad choices. And now good guy Cooper can't go ahead and try and... He's too busy playing patch up doctor, and then when that girl's finally all patched up and feeling good, she goes on and leaves good guy Cooper because he handled the hard work. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
You said it.
I just
hit the nail on the head.
Like is that like it's crazy. It's sad. It's so sad. That's why the guys are too nice.
Yep.
Because you handled the hard work for me. You were the comforter. You were the shoulder I needed to lean on. You helped me get to where I need to be. You're too nice for that. Now let's go meet some other people. Well, oh my God, dude. That's too sad. That's too sad. And then it starts those conversations where if only you knew the way I felt about you, if only you saw the way I saw you, would you then understand how truly in love I am with you? But you will never know. Because you were too busy, Marcus, I need you. I need to talk to you. I just need a vent. Oh, he did me wrong. He wouldn't even open the door for me to get in the car. Oh. Little things like that. It's hard. It's hard. And there's lots of guys, especially you ladies out there having your friend groups. You have these large friend groups. And there's a couple guys in there, but you're looking at one guy. I guarantee you, for a lot of girls out there, there's at least one or two guys that will treat her right, and she just purposely does not choose them because they're too nice. She thinks they're too nice. Or doesn't want to ruin the friendship. Or the friend group. And I remember I learned one thing. I can't remember if it was from a TV show or from a teacher. I'm not going to say it's from a book because I don't really be reading like that, but it's where if you don't tell a person how you feel, it's kind of selfish. And here's why I say why they use selfish. They use the word selfish because you could be holding both of y'all, both you and her, or whoever your partner is, you could be holding you guys' selves away from a lifetime of happiness. And that really ties into where I don't want to tell you how I feel because I'm so worried about what's going to happen. But if I do tell you and it does work out, it could be probably one of the most beautiful relationships I could ever have.
That's very true.
Like you never know. It's you're always rolling the dice. It's like a Vegas casino. You're going to have to gamble, always bet on black. But especially me, I'm too fearful to put my heart out there because
it's tough.
A girl broke it beforehand.
It's hard to.
And then I even had a girl tell me to my face that because I was messing with this one girl, right? I ain't name dropping, but I used to mess with this one girl many years back. And she ended up going off with another dude while I was with this girl. And I met her a couple years later and I asked her, why'd you do it? And she goes, I always knew you were going to be there. So I was like, what the fuck? Yeah. What the fuck? I'm going to say it. What the fuck? What do you mean? So being too available, being too nice, being too kind, always worrying about how your day went. If you ate today, if you drank water, if you need anything, that's just too nice, and it sucks.
Sad.
It freaking sucks. Oh man, what a conversation. and we're an hour in.
Questions?
Huh?
You have any other questions?
Do I have any other questions?
You or Justin, any questions? New topics?
Yeah. Any branching off? I have another segment whenever we hit a roadblock like this. Actually, you know what? Let's just go ahead and address it now. So here we go. What I did was we're gonna have a special feature. So what I decided to do is, if you follow me on Instagram, they should be literally right here. I'll have them posted at the bottom. Follow all of us. If you follow any of us on Instagram, you'll know, or follow me on Instagram, you'll know I posted on my story. Go ahead and drop your questions in the little box. For the if you have any questions, you drop them in the box on my Insta story, and we'll answer them live. Okay, and we actually got a good grip of responses. So I told you they had no idea this was happening. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this on the screen. Make sure you go ahead if you want to be featured.
I had no.
I'm not gonna put your guys' ats, but if you guys do want your ats, your Insta ats, free clout, go ahead and let me know. But so we got a couple questions. You guys ready? This one's gonna be spicy. You know what I'm saying? This is a good question. This one will actually spark up conversation. Does body count matter? Ooh. Does body count matter?
I say it depends.
Yeah, it
depends.
I feel like it does depend.
It does depend. All right. So what does it depend on?
Like, is it like? Cause like for me, it's like if I really like say want to be with somebody, like I don't really like. For me, I wouldn't really care how many dudes you hooked up like before.
Yeah.
But is it like dudes that like you would like go back to while we're together, or is it like dudes that you would like? It just happened like a one-time thing.
That's important.
It's like nothing really happened.
Yeah, is it just reoccurring, or is it just like,
or is it
just one time?
Yeah, or is it going to be something that I need to worry about while we're together?
Right.
Or am I about to worry about you hooking out with somebody else while we're together?
Yeah.
So I like that. It kind of like depends. Like, what's the situation?
It definitely depends on the situation, because I mean, there could be someone could have like a higher body count, but like you said, like maybe they're like still hooking up with those people,
Mm-hmm.
or someone could have a lower body count, but they like still like hook up with those people. But I would agree that like I don't really care that much, because it's like it is like the past, and it's like, you know what I mean. It just kind of depends on where they're at in that moment, but. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it depends on the situation, but I don't think it matters that much.
So let me ask you this, and you guys don't be afraid to be honest too. Freaking I had to fix that. Hopefully that fixed it. Don't be afraid to be honest. Like, so if a girl were to really come up to you and say, and you ask, for some reason body count comes up in a conversation, she goes, I have 20 bodies. How would you feel? 20. She has 20 bodies.
Is it a girl that like you just hook up with one time? Is it a girl that you truly like have deep feelings for?
Well, you decide that. Get both perspectives. Girl you hooking up with, she has 20 bodies. How we feeling?
I mean, it's kind of like I don't really want to say like there's no like no self control, but it's like I'm like so anybody can really like sleep with you, I guess. But,
right, like she's easy.
Yeah.
But a girl, you really like this girl. You really want to date this girl, but she got 20 bodies.
I think it matters more. Like, I don't really judge like by body count if I'm gonna date someone. Like, I would judge more just on like them as a person.
Yeah.
Like, because body count can be an indicator of like who a person is, but also it doesn't necessarily mean that they're like a bad person.
True.
Or whatever. Like if they're a good person and it could still work out in a relationship even if they have a high body. So like I wouldn't say that I judge like straight. Like if I heard 20 bodies, like that's not just I hear that and then boom, like you know what I mean. Like that's just a turnaround for me. Like I think I don't judge based really on that honestly. Like I care more about like who they are rather than that stuff. I think.
Right now. Last little part before we go into our next question. Just answer truthfully. Like, if a girl you really liked that your date wanted to date came at you with a very low body count, like 3, do you think that's more positive than the 20? Yes or no? Would you rather have a girl with a low body count or a high body count? Like, which one do you think is more positive? The low or the high? I know this is the spark debate. We want.
I mean, I gotta say again, honestly, like I gotta say what I said again.
Yeah,
like,
it's hard.
It depends on the person. Like it depends on the person. I care more about who they are as a person rather than
right, as we all
count.
should.
Yeah, because I mean, you could have someone with a body count of 20 that's like but they could be a really good person and like they would never cheat on you. You know what I mean? You'd be happy with them, and then you could have someone with 3 bodies that maybe like they've been with those people like a bunch of times. Maybe they flirt with a bunch of guys, but they don't necessarily hook up with them, and they're not going to be as good of a partner. So like, I just care more about like them as a person rather than body count.
It's more of a personality.
Yeah.
Which is good. The reason I ask is because I feel like especially our audience, I know they're thinking it, they're going to want to know. And there is this stigma where if you have a low body count, for some reason it's better. You're viewed in a more positive light than those who have a higher body count. And then those with a higher body count, they're too embarrassed to share, and they're gonna lie about it anyways. Because the moment they find out you got 20 bodies, they're gonna slut shame you. So, I just figured we gotta stir it up a little bit. Gotta ask. That was a good question. Thank you.
That was good.
Now another question. This one's really off topic. Go ahead and give a brief answer. One person wants to know, in a boxing match, KSI or Jake Paul, who you got?
KSI.
KSI, who you got?
Jake Paul.
I got Jake Paul. No,
I'm gonna just say this one time. I want to actually say it, but F Jake Paul.
Okay.
PG-13.
All right.
That's what I have to say to Jake Paul.
Oh, this one's gonna stir the pot a little bit. I ain't gonna lie. This one's gonna stir the pot. We don't gotta say nothing. The question is, this one she's trying to be funny. How's the college girls? Do I need to come up there and take them? Next question. we ain't answering that. Now this one's really good. Do guys in guys in college really want to find a girlfriend?
I mean, me personally, like, I'm not looking for a girlfriend, but like, I do know deep down that like, if the right person were to come along and the situation was right and everything was right and it felt right and it was gonna work, then I probably would. But like, I feel like that's important in college is like, you just don't look for a relationship, Like, don't, because if you go out of your way trying to find someone to have a relationship with, you probably won't find the right person. But because I think the right person just kind of comes to you when it's the right time. I really believe that. Like, that things that, like, the right thing will happen when it's supposed to, and you just have to, like, believe that and know, like, you just got to live your life, and do your own thing. And when the right person comes along, I think you'll know it. And it shouldn't have to be a thing where you're, like, forcing it, kind of, like, forcing it to happen. Like, it should happen kind of naturally, I feel like.
Right. Yeah. What about you?
Honestly, again, like, coming up, like, I wasn't, like, really looking for a relationship, honestly. I was coming up here to play football and go to school. Or go to school and play football, I should say.
Yep.
And, again, like, when you meet the right person, start hanging around with the right person, and, like, thoughts do come into your mind. Could you see yourself being with this person? And for, like, for the long run and stuff like that. And honestly, like Cooper said, it comes down to the right person at the right time. Because, like, you could meet the right person at the wrong time.
Yeah.
And it's that point you just got to not really play the waiting game, but
you just kind of have to, like, accept it, and then just know if it's meant to be and we're supposed to be together, then, like, it'll happen eventually, and
right.
we'll be brought back together.
Yeah, but honestly, it's just something like the situation. You meet the right person, being around the person, deep down you probably would want to ask that person to like be your girlfriend or something.
But to differently answer your question, there are guys out there that are searching for a girlfriend, and not saying there's many. I was one of those guys, but over time I'm just learning. The more you look for it, the more it's not going to come to you. honestly, when it happens, it's because, for me, by God's will, He decides when it's time for it to happen. You don't go around and you're telling God who's for, you're not going to go around and tell yourself that's the right person when they're not, because you're so desperate for some love and affection that, again, as we said in the beginning, as humans, we don't get a lot in general, which is a problem. That's why, even with certain guy friends that I've been really, really close with that don't get it a lot, but I'm starting to change. As I always tell them, I love them at the end of every phone call. It's because you guys everyone deserves to know that they're loved and that they matter. And as far as this tying into love and relationships, it's something that needs to be, improved, something that needs to be more open, and it's something that should be normalized as being honest about and being open with. Because the more we keep playing, personal prison to ourselves, hiding our feelings and putting up these walls because of poor people, we're never going to be able, as a society, to be open and honest about how we feel and how we really want to change the world and solve these world problems, because we're so focused on pointing the finger at other people, blaming others and telling them what to do and that you're in this for me, when in reality we got to fix ourselves first. So especially me, that's something I'm learning a lot. And that's why I like to, when it comes to love and relationships, like this podcast, I'm kind of just vibing, I'm just chilling. But when I talk, it's a little different. It's very difficult, especially with self-esteem playing a big role. Body image plays a big role.
It does. Cause at least for you and me, Mark, it's just at least for me, when I was not growing up, but trying to talk to new girls and stuff like that, they kind of get that figure, they kind of scared at first, because they're oh, I don't know, since he's all big and mean, he's gonna be all big and mean, and I don't know how he truly is and stuff like that. At least for me, it was growing up. But I grew up around my friends from kindergarten. So they kind of knew how it was and stuff, but again, talking to new females and stuff, you kind of you don't. They kind of already figured, they're oh no, this dude's you don't really want to talk to this person because he thought you were mean or something, or they just don't really they just don't really know you, and it's just until you really put the kind of effort into a person to show them who you really are, then they kind of have a different image of you now.
Yeah. Well, I just with that, I don't try to show other people because I know who I am as a person, and I know me, and I'm kind of a closed off person in the sense that I'll hang out with anybody and say what's up to anybody, talk to anybody, but I don't really like to kind of tell people a lot about myself unless they're they want to know and they ask, because I try to remind myself it's the people that want to know more about you and enjoy talking with you, you know what I mean, and getting to know each other, those are people that deserve to know the good person that you are,
Yeah. 100%.
Oh. No, plug this shit.
Good shit.
Man, this is a good one.
This
is a good episode.
Good little meaty one. So what do you think are better things to look out for and better steps to take moving forward when meeting new people?
For me personally, I would say, just get to know the person, honestly.
Yeah.
Don't really try to... I won't say don't really try to rush things, but you just really have to get to know the person and see how they truly are. Because or just people in general, because if you can see yourself hanging around the person on the daily basis and knowing that you want to be there for them, and just being a friend and just getting to know the person. But at that point, you can really see if you really want to hang around the person, because obviously that person might have a different idea how they do things than you, or you just might see that this really hang around the person, you can hang around the person, but probably just not as much as other people. But honestly, it's just you just really have to get down and really to get to know the person
Yeah.
before like anything really happens.
Yeah.
Agree.
Friggin' and then I guess for me, it would be to not overthink. Don't
Yeah.
overthink every little thing. I know, especially with lots of relationships being more prominent over text. Like for those who we can't really see, have the luxury of seeing in class. You know, we only see them on like weekends. We would text them throughout the week, like worrying about people not saying the same phrases they would usually say when you text them. You know, overthinking about that or how many Y's they put when they said the word hey. You know,
Yeah.
little things like that. And then when you're in person, you just worry about like if they sit next to you or not, or if they look at you a certain way, or how long they talk to others. You know, these are things that I would monitor a lot, and it would really make, it really makes dating hard because you're so worrying about if you spend so much time worrying about if she's worrying about you like that when, that's not really on her mind at the moment. We were supposed to be going bowling, not, wondering if she's thinking about me every time she picks up the bowling ball, I'm saying fucking overthinking shit like that. But, just don't overthink, man. Just really just vibe with the people, and then what I've been told a lot is you'll just know. Something just clicks. I don't know what that click is, because at least I haven't really felt that click in a very long time, I should say, but I'm pretty sure you'll know when that right person comes, man. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Shit. Shit. Any other bonus things you want to talk about? That was a good one.
That was.
I'm kind of like burnt out. That was like,
That was
my
good.
heart,
Yeah.
man. Well, Super Bowl's tomorrow.
Excited for that. That's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
Gonna order some food.
Yeah.
We're gonna
Shit.
be all in here just like this.
You better
Game up on the TV.
comment down below who you're cheering for and what you're ordering or you're eating or what you're drinking.
What are we eating? Let's share with the people.
I'm barbecuing, bro. The fuck?
Cooper about to get that black barbecue.
Cooper about to experience that black barbecue. I'm doing the ribs, the chicken, tri-tip.
Oh, baby.
I think Josh is gonna be making some mac and cheese, and he might be making some wings or some salsa. We'll see. And then we'll be. I'm gonna hope the Eagles win. I think Dejan got that 5-way parlay already. He got that parlay going. So yeah, we good. So whenever you feel like you got a lot on your mind, you gotta talk to somebody. Real Shit Podcast. Tune in. But also, have a support group too. Support small circle of friends you can talk to. I have mine. You know who you are. And shout out to y'all. And live, laugh, love, man. That was episode 2. I love it.
Oh, do want to give a shout out real quick.
Oh, shout out time.
I want to give a shout out to my home, old high school, Delta High School, first ever wrestling team.
Uh-oh.
I was back home, went to a couple of my brother's wrestling matches. Yeah, and like the team in general, first ever wrestling team we had at our school. And on my phone a couple of weeks ago, I saw that they won league, first ever league play. So the first came in first place in league this year.
Uh-oh.
And want to give shout out to Coach Pender, Coach AJ, first ever coaching at a high school, did it in college from Sac City and went to different colleges and wrestled. And, I appreciate what he's doing at Delta because, coming from a small high school, you don't really get coaches that really want to come out to a small high school. Don't really get the numbers of people that really want to do that. But, for me, like, playing in college now, I do appreciate what you have done this year for Delta High School, especially for the wrestling program. And, this weekend we just had a couple of the kids wrestle for sections this year. For first ever wrestling team, wrestling for sections, I think that's a big deal. Most kids didn't even know how to wrestle until this year, little dogs. So they got a couple of them, already tripping at me and be like, yo, just wait till I come up to Western. I'm like,
Oh, please.
You know,
I can't wait to meet you
you
then.
know, just,
Okay.
But, you know, I want to give a shout out to the wrestling team, though, because, you know, I really do see you guys, and, you know, I can't wait to see what you guys will do next year. You know, hopefully you guys can get past sections, go to Masters, and qualify for state for a small school.
Mhm.
So, you know, I really do see you guys, and, you know, I'm excited for you guys wrestling.
Shout out to Delta Man. All right, then. Anyone else? Or are we good?
Oh, I think we're good.
I think we're good. Well, all right. Well, that's going to be a deuces from us, man. Take care. Real shit podcast. And that's it. Episode 2's
That
done.
was a good one.